Okay. In theory, I should be recording. And in theory, we should be getting audio. At least that's what the status bar there on the camera is saying. Let's see. There we go. Audio on the first screen, which has the GoPro. And it is so crazy. Oh, I know what that is. I know exactly what that is. And I'll fix it later because I gotta get to work. I'm running a little late. Certainly later than I intended. Woo! I'm going to try the 900 megahertz again when I get to the top of the hill at the entrance to the neighborhood here. Oh, what in the world is happening here? Okay, now they're waking up. There's this little 900 megahertz radio. It doesn't have huge amounts of power, but I have yet to raise the repeater. And Lloyd just reprogrammed it last night. His AE5 Mickey Mouse MM. He's our expert on these Motorola radios. And we'll get it working. KB5 TSI testing. Nada. KB5 TSI testing. Not getting a squelch tail. Let's try up here. KB5 TSI testing. Nope. Okay. Well, it did work last night on Simplex to Lloyd's radio. I might have a problem with the antenna. You know, I might have a short in it. I need to put an ohm meter on it and check. It wasn't my best crimp job on the little mini PL259 that this radio uses that I put on the antenna. And also, it's just a crappy little stub of an antenna. I need to get me a 900 megahertz collinear, which should do much better. Come on, guys. But we'll see. We'll get it worked out. You know, one of the nice things about the 900 megahertz is nobody's using it around here, so it'll just be us, pardon me, I hate it when I get all aphasic and forget words. Just the emergency management guys, mostly. So we'll have a back channel that most people don't realize is there. And we're working on getting a little network of these 900 megahertz repeaters around the area. And I may even get them linked at some point. We'll just have to see how that works in all of our copious free time with all of our copious extra money that we don't have. It's not like we have fancy sponsors or even government sponsors. We just do this stuff out of our own pocket because we're loons that way. You know, I'm sure there are some people think we're just insane to do some of the things that we do. Because, yeah, you get your kids into ham radio and emergency management. Never have to worry about them doing drugs because they won't have the money to do it. Yeehaw. Yep. I could spend an insane amount of money on this hobby. Pardon me. You know, you look at the truck, you think I already have. But the truck I've pretty well put together on a shoestring. Although I have spent stupid money on this video system over the years, especially the last few weeks when I just pulled the trigger on the GoPro and the columnator and all of that to put this together. Now, in theory, I can get the video output from this capture device on a USB port and port it into my phone. The question is whether or not this phone will recognize the video input, treat it as a camera that, say, like StreamYard could access. Because, you know, if I could do that, then poof, I'd be doing live streams really quick. You know, just bring up the StreamYard, put everything out. That would have been awesome during the Freedom Convoy. I'm pretty sure I got all of that dash cam footage, which is the only camera I had hooked up at that time. The Arbitrator. I'm pretty sure I still got that all on chip. I need to break out that old laptop that works with it. That was an interesting sound. Anyway, I need to break out that old laptop and see if I can pull that, extract that video segment of about that, I don't know, 40 minutes or so that I was with the convoy. There won't be any audio or anything. But yeah, if I can get it into like an MP4, perhaps I can, oh look, I have a big old empty spot in front of me. Perhaps I can, you know, dub over it with music and audio and upload that. And that would be fun. We'll just have to see. Anyways, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of engine noise and whatnot going on right now. This is not a quiet truck, especially when I have so much of the sound deadening pulled out. You know, all of it on the rear bulkhead. I had to pull the sound deadening off to be able to, you know, nail down the components I have there. And, you know, I have the headliner down because I'm still running antennas and... Thank you. The antennas and speaker wires and camera lines and stuff. So, we will just have to see. Yeah, but actually, once I get all the overhead done, I'm going to pick up some of that, some of those sound deadening tiles that they sell that are adhesive for cars, and put them on the roof there, because that'll deaden the sound and add some insulation. And then I'll look at getting the, I'll look at getting the headliner back up. and that'll quiet things down quite a bit. And yeah, once I get all of the wiring on the aft bulkhead done, I'll look at putting some more sound deadening sheets back there around the components. And that should help quite a bit too. And then eventually I want to get that back seat remounted, because I want to be able to at least carry a couple of passengers. Yeah, I really wished I'd managed to get a hold of a super cab instead of just this extended cab, because I probably would have had more space to work with back there. And then once I got the seats back in, I would really be able to carry passengers. Of course, I would also consider, instead of replacing the factory back seats, put a couple of buckets back there and you know, stretch a big console from front to back, so I have more places to mount stuff, you know. Dun 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 dun. Yep, little sound bar's still working. Yeah, I've got some parts in. I've got this big honking plastic sheet here that fits between the seats. I'm going to mount the video stuff on that and maybe see if I can come up with some kind of little bracket down there to hold it in place and run all the wires in a more secure manner on and off of that sheet, you know, with everything on the sheet just all secured down as I can make it. Of course, I'll have to wait for the next cycle of the light. Anyways, yeah, because the spaghetti mess I have now is completely unacceptable. I got to have room for a passenger, and when I've hit some of the really hard bumps, I lose the video feed. So, at least on my monitor, my old video monitor I have down here that I'm watching everything on. Yeah, I've got a lot of cleaning up to do on this mess. It can be so much better than it is now, because right now it's just a spaghetti mess monster. Believe it or not, I do have plans to secure all the cables. I have an aluminum bar sort of thing, very thin, you know, like 1/8 thick, and about 2 inches wide. I got, no, I don't know, it's like 30 inches long, that I want to bend into a U and mount over the hump under the console, so that, and then I'll, you know, drill and tab some holes in it, and I have a, you know, 4-port NEMA connector for my backbone. The one end of the backbone terminates right here in the front of the dash, and that's where I have the these 2 MFDs hooked up. I want to get that nailed down to that bracket that I'm going to build. And I also have this cute little three-spot barrier strip that has the positive and negative of the power lines for the MFDs, and also the bridge line that makes them turn on automatically when I put power on it, which is how this MFD switch in my master switch bank works. I hit the MFDs on switch, it puts power on the bridge line, and everything hooked to the bridge line powers up. Bridge control, we call that. And it's a standard feature with the Simrad stuff. The Lowrance stuff doesn't do that, unfortunately. Kind of wish it did. It'd make life a little more interesting. It'd make some of my builds a little more convenient. Anyways, that's a word I use an awful lot, isn't it? That's almost as bad as or a. You know a. Take off a. Pardon me while I get backed up into my slot. Approaching the docking bay. Yeah, this will be easier when I get this little backup camera installed. You know, in theory, I would just hook it up. Okay, radio's off. And switching down. Now, before I switch off the MFDs, let me go ahead and stop the recording.